your character is having one hell of a day. And all this does transpire in a day. I mean, from the girlfriend, the mother,
Yeah.
the dad's thing. Was that sort of overwhelming?
Well, it was number one. I have to go back to when I first read it. And I thought, this is right. This seems right. This is quite a setup for this guy, and he's getting his brains beat in by talking heads, radio guys, and television guys, and in the midst of all this, his girlfriend, his mom, being second guessed, and he doesn't do well at first. He's actually making mistakes. Admittedly, self-admittedly, he says, "I'm making mistakes," and at some point, he realizes that he has to trust himself, and he starts to. Um, and and that's what I like about the movie is that he doesn't like he didn't have a master plan. It just started to open up, and then other people started to make mistakes, and Draft Day winds its way down to a very climactic end.
Yeah, one of the things I really love is that you write this thing on this post-it note, and occasionally there's a moment in the movie. I think when you're talking to Bo Callahan, and you hold on to that, and somehow, as beleaguered as this poor guy is in a single day, a day that would be stressful enough without if it was just him dealing with the draft, and he holds on to that, and I found that really sort of impressive in a character that believes in himself so much, no matter what, that you doubt, but you still have.
Well, it's like somebody that says, "Hey, a big storm is coming," and so the guy lashes himself down. He's got the rope. He knows it's coming, and he knows there's going to be a moment in time where he's tempted to do something else, and there's every reason in the world to do something else. And maybe his job says that his job security says he should do something else, but he decides to live with his conviction.
Are known for being a big football fan. And what I think one of the great things about the movie is, I was someone who was forced to play football. My dad was athletic director. So I rejected that. But seeing the movie, I love this movie. And it's one of those things where I feel like whether your knowledge is a complete novice or you're.
I agree with you. I think that's a compelling story you just touched on. But yeah, I think the shining light of Draft Day is that it's a date movie, is that it's a girl-boy movie. It's authentic to football, and there's fun things that happen as a result of it. But at the end of the day, it's about him maintaining a relationship, all trying to do his job. And a lot of us have to do that. Everybody in this room might have had a bad morning coming here, and maybe it even gotten worse. But you still have to sit behind the camera. You still have to show up in the seat. You still have to do your job.
One of the other things I think that was so great was sort of the way the NFL embraced the movie, and I think that was so critical in actually telling the story.
Had the NFL not embraced this movie, I wouldn't have done it, because I would not have been a part of fictitious football names, stadiums, jerseys. I just simply wouldn't have done it. A lot of sports movies come across my desk, and I have to really pick and choose. And Draft Day got over a bar that's pretty high for me.
Well, it seems to me like it's going to be another one of those classic Americana sports movies that, years down the line people will still be referring to, the way, you've been involved with many movies like that.
I think it does have a chance to be a classic. I think it is one. I saw it, and I just think it's a movie that will want to be shared, and I think that's the definition of classic.
Can you tell me a little about working with Ivan Reitman? Obviously, you have directed some great movies yourself, and when you sort of have to sort of surrender and just be that, the actor.
I was really happy that Ivan was in charge. I was happy that Ivan identified me as the actor he wanted. That spoke really loudly to me. He was very protective of this script, and he allowed changes that made it better come about, but he never lost track of the document. He was really strong in post, where movies can often get away from American directors because of the committees that can be after it. And he held the line for the movie and for me. And I think the result is going to bear fruit.
And a little bit about Jennifer Garner. I mean, you guys have a great, snappy thing that's reminded me a little bit of 40s style, that.
Yeah. Well, she was a great pick for us because not only is she a really wonderful actress, but she fits into a cast and she fits into a man's world, and you can see that she can pull it off. She's probably hears the whistles going down the hall, all that stuff, but somehow you can see that she knows how to deflect this stuff. She knows how to get by with all these boys' jokes, you know. And Jennifer really was a pal and helped support me every day that we worked together. And you know, women like her, you know, they're not threatened by her because she is who she is, and she's very smart, and she's really talented, and I love that she was in the movie. She fit perfectly.